Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, and welcome. My name is Nori. We're coming to you live from the Digital Engineering server. This is the Digital Engineering SMP mod pack, and this is still our mess. So, if you were here last night, great, welcome back. And if not, if you're coming in on the YouTubes, thanks for coming in and watching again. And for all other things, welcome. So we are out here at our community center. You can see Mac's shop, their flower shop in the background. There's Bazinga's Tower, Astra's new sweet and treats shop. We have the blacksmith shop, like center focused here on the screen. And we are standing in the new vacant lot that I had cleared out for our concrete shop. And so I think we're going to spend a little bit of time building up our concrete shop. And so we're going to put some walls in, but mostly we're going to see about figuring out the mechanisms and the layout of all of the contraption bits for how we want to do our automated concrete shop manufacturing. So I think there are, so this is going to be a primarily a create contraption, mostly with a little bit of redstone tucked in. One of the things that I think we have to make, because I don't think I actually have any, go here at create. So I did make the mechanical crafters last night. We're going to need a few of those in here. We'll need a rotational speed controller because I really want to get that crafting system up to like full speed, like just blitzing as fast as it can, because it's not like anybody's really going to be watching it. We're going to tuck that behind somewhere. Coffee's good this morning. So the other things that we are going to want to build is going to be the furnace engine and the flywheel. Because these are going to be our powerhouses. So yeah, we are going to have to go set up mechanical crafters at least once more with some sort of power system behind it in order to build these two items. Because this is going to be our power supply center for this entire building. So let's go take care of that real quick before we get too far gone into stuff. We're gonna hop back over here to the Dark Tower. I think I left. Yep. Perfect. Oh, we can even pull off that guy. That'll work out well. So let's grab our, we need 9 of these guys. 3. We'll need a cogwheel. Perfect. And so if we put the cogwheel there, let's see, we'll want to come up 1, so no. Ugh. I have done like 0 work optimizing or making this stuff in here look anywhere near close to being functional. I don't overstress that, that's fine. All right. We're going to take those that way. This is going too fast for me now. That should be good enough. Yeah, that should be good enough. All right. So for our furnace wheel, flywheel, brass cast casing. Oh, wait a minute. Dadgummit. Let's do this, right? Okay. Still want that down, 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 down. Perfect. All right. Now back to what we were doing. Okay. So we need 8 of these. 8. And then a brass casing. Now this is going to be the thing that I don't have. Never know what you're going to need. Okay, you need it. 2 of those there. All right. Oh, like why isn't that going? No, that should work just fine. Or do I have this wrong for the flywheel? Brass casing. Ingots. It seems to think there's a extra piece. It's fine. There. Problem solved. All right, we have a brass flywheel. Yay. Step 1 done. Now we just need the furnace engine, which is a piston, 2 ingots. 5 of these. Brass casing. Yeah, now we use a piston. Piston. Just like that. Okay, and then we do that and that. Take you out there, put that there. It's good enough for right now. And there we go. And that will do it. So here's hoping we don't need this again for a little while. Hopefully not at all until we're ready to put it up into the concrete shop. All right, so we'll drop that in here. Pick that up. I have to ask you all to bear with me just one moment, as apparently we are having some technical difficulties with our audio right now. All right. There we go. There. I hope everybody can still hear me. Sounds a little weird. But, you know, it's what we got to do sometimes. All right. So, yeah, because I don't want to put a bunch of... Oh, that's another thing we need to see about. Oh, I can make a ton of these. Nice. All right. One blast furnace. Okay, so I think that's got everything. We don't need this to have like full nonstop, never-ending power. We do want it to have lots of power, but it's not one of those that it has to be constant power. So, first things first, let's get ourselves some. I'll get ourselves some sand. Let's do some black sand. And so we are going to lay out an area. I think we'll start, pull it 2 away from the street. We'll see what that looks like. So that would leave us here. We'll go right to the raggedy edge right here. All right, that looks evenish. Maybe. Nope, not even close. Oof. Now I was asking around to Astria and Shale, who are both online, about a store name for this place. And I made the suggestion of Mortar Love, because I thought it was a nice play on words. But if anybody's watching or following along, if you got better suggestions for a name of a good concrete shop, I am all ears. Now, I think we want the door to this place. We will put the door. I don't want to put the door on this drag. I don't want to put it on this drag. This part. So we'll put it here. Let's mark that out as our entrance. Okay. So that gives us a working space of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope I really counted that wrong. I really hope I counted that wrong. I didn't count that wrong. Ugh, that's even. So 22 by 24. Oh well, looks like we're going to build even. All right. So if that's the front door, we're going to want the power system. Let's get our blast furnace. So what we have to do is have to really figure out where the power station is going to go in at. And this is really important because this is going to detail where all of the rest of everything else goes at. So the question is, we want it right up against the back wall. Give me a little out. Let's start right here. And so that will be where the power station goes in at. Now we are going to want a chute. Chute, there we go. And a fan. So we'll put the chute right there. Where did I put my toolbox? I should really color this toolbox. At least that way it would match. All right. I'll make this a little transparency. And then we'll put a fan going down. Perfect. Now, one of the things that we are going to do is make use of it's a fairly simple trick. It's been done many times before. The idea being is that some shafts. Watch, I don't have any gearboxes. That's annoying. Let's see. Having a case chain drive. So much stuff that we don't have. See, I haven't definitely not been doing enough automation work. Not one bit. All right. Pull you over like that. Grab me some shafts. Yeah, we just need a vertical guy. Just go like that. And all things considered, let's test this out. So what we want is, I want a piece of ore. And then we're going to need some kelp. I got lots of this stuff growing at the house. Let's get a hopper. I said growing. It's not really growing at the house, excuse me. I've got a bunch of this stuff at the house. I should have put it there. Now, if this works, that's blowing in the wrong direction. Blowing in the wrong direction. Okay. That's the bit that I was trying to figure out. How do we want to do this? Just a simple way is to do another gearbox. Actually, I don't have to do another gearbox. It's tacky, but you know what? It'll work. There we go. So the idea being is that should pull it right to there. And so when this stops, i.e. the kelp fire has done burning down, it'll drop it back in here, start back up to factory, the power plant, and then it will in turn pull the piece of iron back out. And so this will just, as long as we keep throwing kelp blocks or some burnable material into there, this will just run indefinitely. Which is kind of what we want to have happen. So there you go. You just watched it tip down and come back up again. All right. So we will take that. So that is a successful test of the power system. Woot. Gonna get fussed at by some people. Go away, rain. All right. So this is our big power plant. We can pull off in this wheel and do whatever we need to, or we can actually run belts up and power in that direction too. So we have a couple of choices. Let's just yeah, for right now we'll just tidy that up. We'll just make it all disappear for a sec. And then that should be slowing down and come to a stop. And there we go. All right. So power plant is in place. Now they're going to come in. We've got an area here up front that they're going to be in. I can go back in here. Give me some more sand. So let's have them come into. Doesn't have to be super huge, so we can have more room for the gizmos, whatever. 1, 2, 3. More room for the operation. So they come in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That works out. We're going to make some stone buttons. Because if we go and look up concrete, right? There should be 16 kinds of concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. Well, you know, one for every color. I'm not looking to make any of the other weird concretes, right? So if we do button, 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 and then a button here. Hey, welcome, Amity. Thanks for the follow. We'll do some buttons here. And so that will handle our different colors. And then Grab ourselves a conversion lever. So that will tell us whether or not it's powder or concrete. MDMZ. Oh, welcome to the club. So I think that will cover our color selections and then whether or not we want powder or actual concrete. Nice to have you on. How's it going? How is your day? Are you enjoying your day, afternoon, evening? So hard to tell with people and what time zones they're in. That is great to hear. So I'm getting back. So we spent most of the season so far doing buildings, and I kind of missed doing some of my automation and more detailed redstone gadgetry. So today I'm getting back into some create with some gadget making and whatnot, and so I'm doing really well. I'm having a blast at this point because we're troubleshooting, we're planning, we're laying things out. And hopefully we can make this a working operation. So we're building a concrete shop. And so the buttons here are going to pick a color, and then we'll have it deliver a stack of that particular color of concrete with a selector switch to choose between whether or not you get powder or actual concrete. And then I think we'll do some like glass work and framing right through here so that people can see some of the stuff as it moves around. We need to put in a set of crushing wheels and a cobblestone generator. And then we'll have to figure out where to apply color at. You know, just solving puzzles. And it's an absolute fantastic day to be doing that. So at this point, we're just kind of laying things out. All right, so color. So on the other side of color, so we'll have a color track. Let's do this, right? So I don't have any. Oh, they're in. I know where they're at. Do we have any belts? No, we don't have any belts. How about some kelp? We have kelp to make belts. That's fine. Some shafts. All right. So button's going to go here. So we'll have a redstone torch. Right here should be where the belt goes in. Trying to visually put all this stuff together based on some preliminary testing, which it never goes according to plan. I don't know if you've ever... You try. It never works. But let's pull these belts as far this way as we can. How far this way will it go? It'll go pretty ways. I don't know that we need to come all the way this far, but that's what we'll do. Snack you. And maybe we can use the belt for other things too. Oops. There we go. All right. So we now have our belts. So over here, it's a little far, but whatever. Oh, bother at all. That's a problem. All right. See, and this is why we plan these things out. I really need these all to be on the wall. So there, I'm gonna do it that way. Selector switch. Okay. That gets everything lined up nice. All right, so this will be our chest here. Yep. This will be our chest. So let's get ourselves some chests of good. I don't have nearly enough chests. All right. We do not want these chests combining. Move that back. Just those belts will take anything that you drop on them. So there we go. Chests. Now we're going to need some funnels. That's going to be curious. Do I even have enough? I don't have enough funnels. All right. So, wow. I am running out of all kinds of crazy supplies today. This is how I can tell I've not been doing automation work lately, because all of my like redstones, all the stuff that I usually keep on me in large supply for automation work like this and building, I am out of. I have more decoration blocks than anything else, and we are going to go way up high. Hey, we can take a view of what's going on. And some new friends today. It is a good day. Yeah. So here's the beginnings of our community center. Still working on it. Well, I gotta go check on Bonnie and Clyde. It's certain they're still floating around. Reminds me. Shale is busy working away at her mine colonies. Astria has been running around doing little decorative projects so far today. All right. That should hopefully get us enough to finish this out. All right. So we wanted funnels. We are going to need 16 of these things. Which means, I think it means we only really need 8 of these res quartz, but we're this far into it, why not? That's probably going to take a couple of these. I practice our Karate Kid impersonations as we wax on, wax off the crystals. Hey, got halfway through the stack. That's good. Which means that this should be good enough to get us through the other half of the stack. Perfect. All right. Back to funnels. All right. There we go. You get a funnel, you get a funnel, you get a funnel. Everybody gets a funnel. And we only want 8 coming out at a time. Why 8? We want 8 because 8 is the exact number to make a stack of colored concrete. And so we want each button to actually only produce one stack of colored concrete at a time. Yes, it means that somebody will have to sit here and mash on this button several times if they're here for 14, 15, 20 different stacks, whatever. But hopefully, if we do this right, then having them mash on the button a dozen or more so times, it shouldn't hurt anything. So it should actually be like, who cares? Six, 7, 8. Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, I got an extra? So confused. Okay, 8 is what we needed. Oh, I did it on both ends. So it wasn't even just a matter of me just, boneheading it and doing once. I did it everywhere. Nice. At least I'm consistent. All right. Now, what we will need is, when we put in here, we need to make certain that we're always getting the right colors in the right places. So maybe we'll put some filters in for each of the colors. That sounds good. Eight. There we go. All right, so let's do some redstone lamps. I already had enough of these guys. I like the lamps because it gives you that feeling of, yes, I pushed a button and something actually did occur like it was supposed to, because you can see it light up. So. Well, that may prove to be problematic. So I think we've run across our first bug so far. All right. No, it just lights up the one next to it. Okay, so maybe we don't do redstone lamps. Oh, that sucks. Okay, whatever. It's not really the end of the world. All right, so I guess we can just put stand up there for right now then. We have to do something other than sand here. But I guess we'll have to take into consideration when we come through to do all of the decorating. For right now, it's not that big of a deal. We're trying to get functionality first, and then we'll do pretty. So So this is just going to be a skeleton of the building, and then we will make it look nice and pretty after it's all done. All right. Let's get some dye. We have some blue. We definitely have a lot of green. I think a stack of each of the different colors. 3, 4. That's half of one side. That's fine. All right. So then the idea being is that like that. Put our buttons down. So all things considered, that should cause it to do nothing, it looks like. Do we actually need a filter on that? Or is it a function of it's not running? Let's go with the function of it's not running. So let's get a gearbox. We may need 2 of these, just to make certain everything gets turned in the right direction. For right now, let's go with 1. I hate having shafts everywhere. I think it looks tacky, but it's fine. All right, let's go get some fuel. Let's go get a large amount of fuel. Oh. Times like this, I miss just working out of my base. You know, everything's right here where you want it at. That's all right. All right, so that should be a lot of fuel. Should be good enough to keep the power going for a little while we're playing around. Tower Community Center. This rain is going to get on my nerves. It always seems to want to rain right while I'm trying to do stuff. All right. Throw a stack in here for right now. The rest of them in here. Give me a piece of iron. No. That's the wrong pick. All right. On power system up and going. That's going the right direction. That's going the wrong direction. So I figured that was going to be the case. There. Now we're both flowing in the right direction. So if that was what was holding it up, then I shouldn't need that filter. We should be able to stick this still to 8. Hit a button. And that button still takes too long. Oh, you know what? Duh. Who cares if it takes too long? Don't do it at 8, do it at 4. If it drops a double stack out, it drops a double stack out. We don't care. There. 4. Perfect. And so now we get a double stack, but this time we should only have 8. Of course, you know, when you do something stupid like pop the belt. All right. So that's going to pull the... Now, so here's the thing, right? So we can play with this all we want. Yeah, I'm just... We'll worry about the selector switch here in a second. All right. So the next thing that we're going to need is our mechanical crafters. I need 9 of these guys, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because these are going to be the guys who create the concrete powder. I just, oh, for crying out loud. Like, it just went somewhere funny. Thank you, thank you. All right. And we'll reorientate the directionality. There we go. So we'll pull off this side, whatever will have you. We can do this really quick and easy with a chest. And then we can dump out of the chest. Yeah, we can get ourselves a funnel. In this case, we don't have to care about filtering anything on the funnel, because we're just going to dump everything that comes out of this anyways. And then from here, so basically, that's going in the wrong direction. So we will here, get all the way forward to there. Let's make another belt. Probably actually going to need 2 belts, but we'll start with 1 for the time being. Belt. I know, in fact, I know we need 2 belts. Well, I guess we don't need 2 belts. It would just work better with 2 belts. But we can also do it with a gearbox. So let's get a gearbox. Wow, am I really just out of everything? Let's see, zinc. How much zinc do we have? Not enough to really care about. How much iron do I have? I'm doing better in the iron supply. All right. So this should get me some andesite alloy. This will be sufficient for right now. Just a never ending. Now, what we could do is, because that's spinning that way, we could attach a belt between these two, and that'll drive that forward. Or, I think I like this one better. I'm not really certain why it stopped like that. There we go. All right. So that way the color can go all the way down here. If we don't need it to, we can chop it off early. And then this will run everything right here. So then the only other thing that we're going to want, we probably don't even have one of these. Oh, crying out loud. All right. Back to the Dark Tower. One, two, three, four, five. Five. Let's take the shortcut. All of this stuff usually works better when you're building it where you have all of the various machines located at. Do not have enough iron nuggets. All right. Gold. Just look up ingots. Hopefully we don't need more than one of these things. Hopefully. Smashy, smashy. Thank you. I don't need any of that right now. That's out of order. All right. So it is 1, 2, 3. Now this is usually better if done on like a conveyor belt where you can feed this guy and you have 3 sets of deployers and yada, yada, yada. And I might get to a point where we fix this up so that it is fully automated. But today is not going to be that day. All right. There we go. On rotational speed controller. Hopefully we don't need anything else. I should really just put in a teleporter back over community center. I mean, the telepads work fine, don't get me wrong. I don't like standing on them and waiting for it to ask me if I'm certain I want to teleport. All right. So the rotational speed controller is going to go here. Not like that. So here. I wonder if I can do an encase drive. Yep. All right. And then we need a big gear. Just pick this up and take it with me. Because we are also going to need a little cogwheel. All right, so the big one goes here. Zippity-doo-dah. Little one goes there. And then we can get a little bit more RPMs out of this. Get it all the way up to 64. That should be going lovely now. All right, so get our little wrench. Let's take that off for a second. So those four and those four are all going to be the same animal, and that's going to be different. So we split this up like this because then we can take and get some hoppers. If I had any hoppers. 2, 3. So then we can go hopper here, a hopper here, and a hopper here. Right, and so what that allows us to do is I can get sand, get gravel, and so we can throw our sand here, we can throw our gravel down here, and what that will do is that will fill up the crafting grid with everything except for the dye. So if we go grab ourselves one bit of black dye, and we drop that in here, that should go all the way through. Crunch, 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 and out comes our concrete powder. Look at that. Now, here's what we do, right? Now we have to figure out because I want to bring this forward, but I guess the question is, oh, that might be. Let's do that, right? So let's shorten this by a little bit. Here, yeah, here. We'll shorten to here, grab, run. Don't need a concrete powder for right now. Where is my rain wand? All right. So let's make ourselves a depot. And so the concrete powder will come to here. All right, concrete. There's our stack of concrete. That'll come right to there. Now we just need to wash it. What we do want to do now, I think it's Yeah, you hold control down. So we want to set it up so that it's 8 won't cut it. It'll just leave 8 sit in there. We actually want all 64, and then it'll dump. Because we're going to load this thing up with 64 bits of color at a time. Now, when it gets here, we will need a fan. Which, let me guess, I don't have stuff to make these at all. Not one bit. Negatory. All right. We are going to need the fan for the next little bit, because what I need to figure out is, can we stick the water above the depot and run it that way? And then the question after that is do we use a helping hand to pick this up and move it into a deposit chute, as it were, into a box? And then we determine what box it is based on the redstone lever. And will the helping hand behave itself in that it will only deposit into the active box? The idea being is that we should be able to turn off the concrete box input, turn off the concrete powder box, because it's going to come to us in powder form. We turn off the funnel that's going to get the concrete powder, and then that should allow us to only get concrete, and we can always have the washer going nonstop at this point. And so the hand will only grab it if the powder is open and available. It should grab it and stick it in there. Otherwise, it shouldn't allow it to. So let's get ourselves 2 more chests. One, 2. And then, oh, well, it should still be all right. It should still be all right, I think. I don't even know. I don't know why I did that either. All right. So those go in, those go in. So the contraption in mind here is that these buttons will be assigned to a color, mister. And so each color will turn off the redstone torch, which will dump out a colored dye. The dye gets routed all the way to the back to the mechanical crafter. And the mechanical crafter then gets the dye and spits out concrete powder. The concrete powder then gets pushed to the depot right here, where we'll wash it, depending on whether or not we should. So let's get ourselves another bit of sand, because what we want to do is put a switch right here and a redstone torch. And so we want to lock one end of these inputs, because one of these guys is going to only accept powder, and then the other one will accept concrete. And so if we throw the switch, it'll allow us to do an input in this guy, which should let us do the powder here. And if the switch is off, then it should lock this as an input, and so we should only be able to put the washed concrete here. So then we do an encased fan and a waterway to wash the concrete here at the depot. And then we do a helping hand right here to pick up the output and stick it wherever it possibly can. I think that's the way this is going to work. We're going to need filters. That's how we do that. Gotta make some filters. Going to need some filters. Because what we'll do is we'll do an allow list for the filters. And so we do a filter here for powders. We'll do a filter there for concrete. That should fix everything up. All right, so we need to go make a helping hand. I don't have the pieces here for that. We also need to make a fan. All right, back to the shop. That's the contraption. We still have to put the cobblestone generator and the two. So there's still the bit where we have to create the cobblestone and run that through a couple of crushing wheels to get the sand and gravel for this machine to run properly. Let's take that out. Don't need you guys running anymore. So the idea being is that this should make its own gravel and sand. So we've got, so we'll have to take gravel, we'll take cobblestone, run it through a crushing wheel. We'll get gravel, split the gravel in half, run half of it through another crushing wheel to get sand, and then bring half the gravel in on one side, half the gravel in for the sand on the other side. And then all we have to do is push buttons, route the colors into the back of the mechanical crafter. And then, you know, actually make the building to hide or show off this bit of contraption. So that's where we're at. Yeah. I miss this sort of work. I have been spending far too much time actually like building. This is the sort of stuff that I enjoy doing. I really like a lot of the automation, the building contraptions, that sort of thing. To me, that's what's fun. I kind of miss it. And I felt like today I needed to just get back into it and do it some more. All right, so we are going to make an encased fan for that. I need some iron. Just give me some ingots. I don't think I need that much. All right, I'll get that going. Let's see, a helping hand. All right, create. I call them helping hands. They're called mechanical arms. I don't know one of these. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to need 5 of these. 1, 2, 4, 5. We're going to need 5 of these guys. And we're going to need 5 nuggets. All right. Do we have brass sheets? I wonder if I even have brass sheets. Oh, I've got brass sheets. Okay. All right. So precision mechanisms. I am going to. I'm going to need some ingots. I need some gold. I should just settle in and make this an automated process. I'm being stubborn right now. All right. Luckily, I think we only need one of these mechanical arms, so mechanical arms. All right. Right, we got everything else. So we need to make an encased fan, but I've made the iron already, which is a big portion of the encased fan. Back over we go. Mortar love. Sorry. All right. So this is take and then deposit and then deposit. And then we'll drop him right there. Why not? That should be spinning at a right good speed. One of those. Right here. And then to spin that, we will should do the job. We're gonna find out. Yeah, no, I think it was going to. We need a vertical gearbox. So make a normal gearbox, put it back to the crafter. We get a vertical gearbox. And it goes, and that guy is spinning happy-go-lucky. Okay. Take our black concrete powder here for just a second. We'll add him to the filter because this is the allow list. So he goes right there. We don't have any black concrete, I don't think. But that's okay. So all things being equal, if the concrete came in, it'll wind up down there. And so long as that red light's on, it will only drop into here, which means if I had concrete set up, it would go there. Now, we activate, I only want powder because I think most people are going to want basically the concrete. They don't really want the powder. And then that goes right where, look at that. So that goes right where we want it to go. Which means now, it means we need, oh, can I get away with that? I wonder if that is a possibility to get away with. All right, I'm not using a neon sign. Why not? Don't really care. Black sand's not going to work. Trapdoors. Some trapdoors. All right, so the idea being trapdoor. This does what I want it to do, then we are going to celebrate. I need more sand just because we're going to make it all look uniform for right now, and then I will come back through and replace this with other things. Okay, so there's the sand. Yo, really? I never seem to have a bucket of water when I want one. I have everything else. Never a bucket of water. All right. Water. And the sad part is I've been over at Kara's place, like draining the ocean, so to speak. You would think having a bucket of water should be easy. Oh, no, 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 not there, not there. Oof. There we go. Whoa. All right. Yeah, we had a little bit of a... It went in the wrong place. All right, so one encased fan. Beautiful, beautiful. One encased fan. Nori needs to work on his parkour skills. All right, and then all we really need is to apply the right kind of speed to this. Now, the question, I guess, it's not really right in the right direction for that. Wow, I've actually used up that many. Oh, yeah, I guess I have. All right. Shafts. This is like the most inefficient way of doing this, but we're just getting started. And we will clean this up after we get everything working. I don't care if it wants to rain when I have a roof on the building. Until then, go away, rain. Gear. Vertical gearbox. There we go. The most ugliest thing in the world. Should be good enough. Let's make, what is that? Chain drive, I think it is. I'm sitting there going, you know, this thing's ugly, hideous. We're gonna fix this up. We're gonna do whatever. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to get this up and running, and probably won't come back to look at it again for 6 months. It'll be a project of I need to get that cleaned up, but it's functional right now. All right, which direction is this thing blowing? That's even blowing in the right direction. How freaking awesome is that? All right. Come around, grab our chest of concrete. So that is locked. We do need a filter. See, now this is one of those times where I'm like, it would be great if it would actually do things like it will. Okay. Preset our filters. Oh, this is painful. But at least I don't have to make one of each one of these things in order to create the filter. So I guess I can't complain about so much. Cyan, purple, blue, brown, green, and then black. All right. Filter there. Concrete powder. Just pre-set up the filter. I guess it would have been easier just make one of each one of these. Would have been nice to have been able to copy the other one. We could turn the other one into a blacklist. And leave this one as a whitelist. And so it would never allow for powders to land in here. I'm not putting rainbow concrete powder because it's not going to be a thing. There, I should have that one all set. All right. So make me some concrete, since that's what I've got selected. So that should land there. Washy, washy, wash. I like the fact that sign holds that water in place beautifully. That worked out really well. And then we should have black concrete. And we have black concrete. All right. That is solid gold. There we go. Let's just throw this on here. Concrete powder comes through. But hey, it's okay. We actually want concrete powder. So before it gets washed, it gets picked up by the arm and dumped into the concrete powder box. That is a solid. Okay. So now we just need to route the colors and then put in the put in the cobblestone and sand generator. So we're going to have a bunch more belts to go every which way from Sunday. And we need a belt for... I wonder if it would just be easier to put a belt... We can solve for that. That's easy. I think if I do this and run that this way to him, right? I honestly think I would be better off to put the die here at the bottom, because then I can pull them off in either belt as they go all the way across. Okay, that's what we'll do. Belt at the bottom. So this will just go back to the way it was. grab this. And that. Pick this up real quick. We will need to clean that up. All right, and then grab our little wrench. So we're going to do this a little differently, right? So break that guy. There. I can go there. Here and here. All right. Gravel sand. Yeah. Trying to think if I want them coming in on the same belt or different belts. I think I'm going to have them coming in on different belts for the gravel and sand, but the dye can all happen from underneath. Right? So we can do this thing where, come on, we do a funnel. I got a funnel. We're going to need some more funnels. That's all right. So we should be able to plop him right there. We don't care. So we will can I get away with that? That would be awesome if I can get away with that. That will make life so much easier. I say that, and I just got my stuff stuck in here. Right, we need to make another funnel. Oh. All right, get out of that. Thank you. Okay, so then that should take that there. Let's go push a button. All right, so here comes some dye. We'll take concrete powder this time around. All right, so the dye should hit the water stream. Down it goes. And it didn't end up where I wanted it. Where did it end up at? All right, so that's not going to work. Maybe. Just doing some brainstorming and thinking on the fly here. Give me some planks. Holy cow. All right. So stick a sign here, whatever. Give me a sheet. And then let's make another encased fan. Because if it won't come to you, then you make it go to, then you go to it. I don't know. You know, I'm gonna have to make some more buttons. I am running very quickly out of buttons. All right. Thank you, Mr. Water. I really didn't want you coming down that way. Just the simplest way would be to I guess that would be the simplest way. Make another encased fan. Give me a magma block. And let's hope this is going in the right direction. It looks like that is going in the right direction. Hot dog. That's what we want to see. That is what you want to see. All right. Now what I want to see is me getting out of this hole. But I think I know how we can get out of this hole easy enough. And we will just teleport. All right. Throw some dirt in here. Bam, bam. Dirt there. All right. Let's try round 2 as we continue to work out the bugs in our system. Push button. Here comes. You know, what we can do is avoid actually making the concrete. But we should see the dye come in. Right? So not blowing. want to see is the die make it to its right place. Down it goes, and it goes. I don't think the fan is strong enough. I think I'm going to actually have to do... Oh, wait. It's slow. Yeah, so the fan's not strong enough. We'll have to actually power that by a different means. Because there, it just made it into the hopper. And there it is. So it will make it into there. But that is slow. I think it's a little slower than I care to have it. So let's see about increasing the fan speed. I was hoping the encased fan powering the encased fan would be enough, but those are usually never enough. Just so that we're like all on the same page, those are usually never enough power to do what you want. I wonder if I could do that. I don't know why I care about what this looks like over here. Oh, I gotta be careful because there's going to be a water stream that comes this way. Yeah. Literally this way. Nice. Oh, what am I getting achievements for now? Keep forgetting I am part of Shale's colony. Funnel. I'm so glad we have the pieces parts for this. All right, so that will suck that up into there. Well, now we still have to figure out how to get power over here. Damn it. I really want to do it that way. That's fine. I'll fix that. I actually think we should be able to get all of this away. It was a good idea. It was a nice try. The execution was there. It just didn't have the performance we wanted. All right, so if I look for some cogwheels, a gearbox, of course we don't have buttons for this. I ran out of buttons ages ago. Okay. I'll tell you what. You want to use up some wood. Start getting into create. You'll use wood. You'll use more wood than you thought you needed. All right. And you still use one more of those guys. Be vertical. Right. That's rude. I'm just not going to worry about it right now. All right. Here's hoping it's blowing in the right direction. Because if not, we will be coming back down here. I'm going to go with, that doesn't look like it's going in the right direction. Once it pulled it all out of there. It's not. I'm going to fix this somehow. Suppose. Basically need 2 more cogwheels in the mix. So if we take from here, we come down this guy. That should actually make a bigger mess. Well, where is this stuff going? It's going out that direction. Yeah. So we should have 4 back there. Yep. So it's still spinning in the wrong way. All right. guess the easy route would be just to do something like this, right? So pick up one of these guys off the front. And then we make ourselves some encased chain drives. We run out of vital components. Really? Actually, it looks like it's blowing in the right direction now. Let's see if we got lucky this time. I will take it. All right. Let's close this up. We don't need any of that visible. We don't want anything extra falling into this. All right. And there's the extra block. Okay. That's purple. We get 4 purple. Purple rolls down the track, falls into the conveyor belt system. So like this is already taking a little bit of time, but I figure I can put some glass up there. People can watch that rolling and then it won't be so bad. And we should see the purple pop in here. And there should be 8 of the purple. Which there is. All right. I'm going to call that a win so far for creative ingenuity. That's what you want to call it. Okay. Oh. So that's one piece of this troublesome puzzle done and over with. Now comes the other fun part. All right. Because that gets to die to here. Now we need to get sand and gravel into these two. I think I'm just going to load a chute here. Let's see if we can make a couple of chutes. Because I don't think it's really... It's not one thing, it's another thing. All right. Who doesn't like seeing stuff fly through? Okay, so belt to belt. So I think we're going to clear our inventory real quick. Remove all the extra stuff that we don't need, just for time being, just clean inventory, clean brain. We've solved 3 problems so far. So we've got our selector system. We've got our flop, as it were, between powdered and non-powdered. So what we need to have happen now is we need crushing wheels. So let's get our, we made these 4 last night. So we need some crushing wheels, and then we need a way to we'll need to split from the wheel. We need a cobblestone generator. Oh, we're gonna actually, that's the other thing. I can have it. All right. Okay, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I wonder if we could actually we do something like that? I don't see why we couldn't. Some more sand to work with real quick. What we want to do is we'll do this over here. This will work. All right, so we do sand, 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 sand. Put this 3 up. So there's one set of crushing wheels. And then if we come forward just a little ways further, we should be able to do a second set of crushing wheels. What would be extra special is to have what are those things? They're a create, it's part of the belt system. And I'll know it when I see it. I just, for the life of me, the name's escaping me. There it is. Tunnel. Let's see. We're gonna try this. I don't guarantee this is going to work at all, but we're gonna try it. But if it does work, it'll be absolutely fantastic. All right, so belt that runs this way down to here. I guess this will work right there. That's fine. We can figure out how to get it into here. But what I'm curious about is whether or not you can. No, you can't stack it. I was hoping you could stack it. You can't stack it. Which is unfortunate. Can I put a depot here? I don't really want a depot. I want I don't want a depot. See, that's the problem, right? Is you kind of want it to I would like it to be able to stack another one right here, but it really kind of won't. Because what would be like super fantastic is to be able to do that. And then not put everything somewhere where you don't want it at. Really? This would be the nice trick, is to be able to take and do a belt from here to here. Yeah, no. It just won't work. Sigh. All right. So we're still going to need those. I mean, it's not like we're not going to need them. It's just not going to do what I wanted it to do, which was to be able to split off from belts at vertical heights. It'll do a belt horizontally. All right, so I could do a belt. You do a belt here. Let's do a belt here. Right. And then it looks like it'll actually so I'm thinking, I'm thinking. I'm thinking somehow I managed to tear out the entire belt to go along with that. Rude. Okay, so that's just not going to, functionally, it's just not going to work. Mostly because I don't think this belt comes far enough back. If I did a smaller secondary belt, right? So if we did something like this, let's make an, it's just like stupid. Really? Right, so shafts. These guys. So this ran a little further back. Then we could do something like this here where it's, and now it's split. Let's see, what is the split pattern for this? Right. I wanted wheel there, wheel there. Somehow think this actually turned out better this way anyways. Multiple outputs available split. Yeah, I'm just going to split that. So if these were spinning, we drop cobblestone into there. This side would get some number of, this would get cobblestone here, or this would get gravel here. And then this would take care of everything else. Now, we do need to go from here over to, because this won't work. So what we could do is we put that here. Yeah, no, that's right. I'll put that one there. And then just on the other side of it, I'll tell you what, you want pain in the neck. Make yourself a great contraption sometime. Now, the nice bit would be this actually turns it in the right direction the first time around. Oh, it does. So that actually gets us to our double crusher. And so then the only thing we need to do now is, we can do a vertical, right? So lava down one side, water blocks up the other side. So if we can get 8 would be the perfect amount to be able to crunch at one time. Now the question is whether or not we can get 8 and have it drop down before they get eaten by something else. That I don't have the answer to, but we can find out. So let's say this is where we want to go up. So we need to start at least right here. So give me a trap door. We actually need some blocks with some stick to it. So let's get ourselves some dirt here. Because what we are going to want is like that. There we go. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to have to make the building a little tall, or we can make this like a smokestack that comes out of the top of it. I think either one works. All right, so that's going to be the lava. And then we can do waterlogged stairs on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can do waterlogged stairs. Why don't you just put the stairs down? Because, you know, that would make too much sense. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll need drills up the other side. We need a lot more trapdoors. A whole lot more trapdoors. Let's get some oak. All right, don't need stairs anymore. Let's get our flying broomstick. All right. How are we doing on time? So far, only 2 hours, and we are a good chunk of the way through this. Nice. I was concerned we may run out of time trying to get this done. It looks like we may be actually all right. Because once we... Once we get the trapdoors in place... Get off the tree. What a pain in the neck. All right. And of course, next thing it's going to be is go out and get a bunch of lava and water. I need more coffee. Okay. I cannot stress how important it is not to hang out on top of crushing wheels if they're moving. It is not something anybody should ever do. Like, at all, period. Don't do it. Avoid it at all possibles. Okay. Let's store this and this. Put all that away. Let's get some buckets. I'm really hoping that what will end up happening, or we can get to happen anyways, is a function of we put the lava on that side. We get the cobblestone to come out. And then the only other thing we need are the drills. And once the drills are in place, that should get us our cobblestone generation going, which should get us, if everything works right, we should get 8 cobblestone from this, which will get split up. So we'll end up with 4 gravel, 4 sand. After it goes back through this set, we stay on the same belt tread. And then we can come over here. And yeah, I suppose we can just come off the end here. And then do 2 funnels over top of this, one for sand, one for gravel. And then the other one will just, because we're going to get clay and flint out of this as well. Lots of clay and flint. Like, you know, tons of clay and flint. And so the question I have is whether or not we want to keep the clay and flint or we just want to get rid of it. My first gut instinct is to take the belt that we're going to drain this in here, because that will also have the clay and flint, and then just garbage dump it into a bucket of lava. That's my first thought process on that. Though we could technically, I suppose, offer a clay service out of, which means you could get bricks and clay blocks and terracotta. So there is that thought, and we could offer that service out of the concrete shop. I don't know. I do know that this is probably the most advanced version of the concrete shop that I have ever built. And I am absolutely tickled to death with this. So I've done versions where, yeah, it will make it'll make the concrete, but you have to supply it dye. So the last concrete shop I made, you had to actually supply your own dye, and it would do everything else for you. Which was fine. It worked, but was not what I wanted, because I couldn't at the time figure out a good way on how to make it do what I wanted. So, you know, you live, you learn, you do new things, you play around with other stuff, learn to think a little differently, and you discover there are other ways of doing things. I don't know. I think since when I first started playing Minecraft, I had been like really overly hooked in on cobblestone generators and the things that you can do with cobblestone generators. And then when I started playing around with Create offered a bunch of more options that would make use of cobblestone generators. And so I really just kind of got like totally sucked into cobblestone generators and some doing different things with the output of cobblestone generators. I've got a lava generator back at my base, and I have been filling up my pocket dimension with lava. Because you never know when you need lava. And it's not always easy to just go and grab lava from somewhere. All right, I got the first bucket in. I should probably put a lid on that. That would probably be a really good idea. There. All right. So, cobblestone. Cobblestone. All right. That looked perfect. I'm playing with lava, basically in the jungle. You know, sometimes you just gotta kind of like not even think about what it is that you're even doing, because sometimes you really just don't want to know what it is that you're doing. All right. So now what we need are drills. You're going to need 8 of these things. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I think if we actually just put it on that side, some more dirt. We're going back up again. I think we should be able to just goes to show you how little I have been actually doing automation stuff this mod pack. I'm just now starting to get a lot of the achievements that I would have had long ago for doing this stuff. I think we're going to want to go to the other side, and just to avoid stuff flinging in weird direction, put trapdoors on the other side just to enclose out the other bits of cobblestone on the other side. I don't think it's going to be a thing, but to avoid it possibly being a thing, it's coming along as a big mess is what it is right now. We've still yet to even put the roof on it. Yeah, it's one of those weird sort of things, right? So you can use trapdoors to actually get rid of lava, which has never made a whole lot of sense to me. But at this point, I've kind of gone, you know, Minecraft. What are you going to do? That's pretty much been my whole thought process anymore these days. It's just it's Minecraft. What are you going to do? All right, this is going to hurt a little bit. It's all right. All right. And then up. Yeah, so we are now up to the Cobblestone Generation portion of today's event. And we're just putting some trapdoors up just to keep errant cobblestones from flying every which way from Sunday. There. We're just not interested in that sort of malarkey. Let's see if that will... Hey, what a perfect shot. All right. And then we want some shafts. You're going to need more than that. And a belt. Now, I'm going to show you a dirty trick, because we are going to run all of these off from one belt. We'll just drive it all from one point at the very bottom. Make our life super easy. And avoid having to... The nice thing is they're all going to be going in the same direction no matter what we decide to do about it. So that's going to insert that they're all going in the same direction, and then we are going to stick a bit like that, and one more like that, and then we will make another belt. Or not. We're going to get some kelp. What we're going to do. There. And then one belt from here to nowhere because we're missing our endpoint there. And so that should net us cobblestone. Well, that was an interesting little trick. Now what I'm trying to see is how much cobblestone? 16 cobblestone. So yes, all 8 pieces are coming straight on down, which works out great. We're not losing any. And so we'll split the gravel coming out. That'll get crunched into sand. So the only other thing we have to do is power that, feed the sand and gravel, and I think we're done. How scary is that? All right. What we want here is a couple of gearboxes. Because the easiest way to make certain that these guys are behaving the right way is gearbox with a shaft in the center. As long as you do that on either side of your it doesn't matter which side you do it at, but as long as you have them that way, then once you get it turning the right direction, both wheels will turn guaranteed in the right direction. Because you want them to turn in towards the middle. And so as soon as you get one side to turn in towards the middle, the other side via this standard method will enforce that they all turn in the same direction. So let's see, do we have any encased? Got 4. Maybe that's going to be enough. 2. See, and that's going the wrong direction. So how annoying is that? I know how we fix this. We fix this by putting this like so. Like so, and then like so. You in here? No, that's the wrong thing. I think this is still going to send it in the wrong direction. And that's the unfortunate part is that won't work that way. But it work this way. Yeah, we can make more of these. Thought we could make more of these. Now we can make more of these. There we go. That one's spinning in the right direction. It's going to the inside. What I'm curious about is, can I just pull the feed from that straight on through? I don't know. Need some more shafts. Like I said, I am probably going to get this up and going and be so satisfied that it's actually running the way I want it to run. It's going in the wrong direction. So take you guys from this side. Plug you in just like that. And now that's going in the right direction. Okay. Oh, you know we got to do it now. There to there. So down comes. And what we should be getting now. There comes gravel. Split the gravel feed. Look at that. And so here comes, we should have 4 gravel, 3 gravel. Why do we have 3 gravel? Interesting. All right. Well, where's the rest of the... Where's my sand? Oh, no. I see the problem. All right. There you go. I see the problem. Let's not have anything running. We are fixing said problem. See where I ended up at? In the wrong freaking place. Trapdoors. That is going to be our fix for everything this season. I feel like just put a trapdoor on everything. There. Not that I think it's going to run off, but, you know, it's just a matter of looks, I suppose. I guess it doesn't matter. Just take that off. All right. So you're definitely getting our gravel. That is ideal, but we need both pieces. We can't have just half the cookie. So if that works, that should keep it from, there she goes. And now we have sand. Gravel and sand. And so we can run these. Yeah, see there? There. That flint. That is going to be the stuff that we don't want to have. Because we're going to get a bunch of that. All right. Now, let's see about routing stuff. Yeah, this should work. So then I should be able to go right here, rotate, and belt. Whoa. We're reaching the final bits. Come on, brain. Don't start checking out on me now. Okay, and then yeah, it's really going to be just like that. You ever have one of those days? It's just like, no, I'm just going to hit everything wrong. Every last freaking thing. All right. So like this, do that. I think we will do for the time being. We'll just drop it off into a chest here at the end, and then if it gets to be too much, then we can swap the chest out for pit of lava. All right. All right. So we'll grab our belt from there to there. Move the dirt. Go find us some funnels. Or make some funnels, one of the two. We're going to have to make enough. We're going to make some funnels. But hopefully, I think this marks the last of the funnels to be made. Right? So it's going to be funnel and then funnel. And what we want here is sand. And gravel. So this becomes two easy filters. I guess we really don't care which is which. Whatever, what have you. Now, the one thing I can say, oops, okay. Gravel, sand. One thing I can say is that this is not going to do very well. So the Cobblestone Generator will actually outpace the rest of the machine. It will back up. Not really certain how I want to handle that particular issue. And maybe it's something that we just don't care about. Or maybe it's something we do care about. Maybe it's just something for right now. If it's not going where it needs to go, then we will drop it here. Do we have chutes? Chutes would be nice. Two lovely little chutes. We have some trapdoors. All right, so block. Door. Yeah, I've just decided that I don't care anything that is not being used by the system. We're just going to throw it all away. We don't need it. It's just going to take up unnecessary space. It's going to cause us a lot of heartaches, and I don't care right now. So the question is, do I have a bucket of lava? I do not. So I have a bucket at least. Well, I should have 8 buckets because I just finished using a bunch of buckets. Grab that, grab that. Here we go, pocket dimension out. There we go. Pick him up. In. Goes in there. All right, so we just don't have to care anymore. So anything that doesn't make it to where it's supposed to be, it's just going to get thrown away. So we have all the dies. We have the motors. Yeah, I think actually we're done. Other than to turn the thing on. Like that. Cobblestone Generation going. So let's do this, right? First, let's do the old clean out. Let's get everything nice and easy so we can figure out what's going on, so we can see everything that's going on. All right, let's get some dye going here. All right, so we have purple, light blue, blue, green. That's going to be white. We'll need some orange. Some magenta. Yeah, light blue. How about some yellow? Probably should just go through and just make a stack of each one of these. Who cares what we've already put into the system? Because we're going to have to come back through and put a lot more dye in here to begin with. Now, what would be a good way to supplement this shop is a way to build the die so I don't have to do it for it. That would be stupid useful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, which one am I missing? Oh, I think I got white already. Okay. Orange. Whatever color, whatever color. Is it just me or is that belt not running? Oh, the whole system's not running. Okay. Let's run out of power. That's fine. That is just fine. All right. I think we're actually ready for a test cycle. I wonder if our favorite guinea pig is available. Lever up. Concrete. Concrete, lever, down, powder. Am I using that for? No, I'm not. That come out. Can't take that out because that's holding back water there. That would be really bad. All right. I think I got color loaded everywhere. We don't have. Need some more signs. Make certain she doesn't have anything she's not supposed to have on her personage. And then we want some ink. Okay. Oh, trying to get this, whatever, black, red. Definitely got to do different signs, like blue. Maybe some kind of ordering to this, so it makes a little bit better sense. Blue, green. White. Light gray. Didn't want to load up your inventory. Kelp. Oh, crap. Gear. And this is why we have people to help us test things. Keep falling down further. Oh, what a pain. But it's functional. It works. It is making her a stack of green concrete. Which is absolutely fabulous. And there comes the first round. I wonder how many times she pushed that green button. Yeah, so she probably asked for a couple of stacks. Oh my word. It works. uh, I'm thinking what I probably should do is um, oh, good. So it's got a little stuff floating there, but that's fine. But it looks like everything else that it can't feed in is getting discarded anyway. So that's not actually all that bad of a deal. See, that doesn't go anywhere, that doesn't go anywhere, but it ends up over there, which then puts it down into the... Yeah, so the interior we'll do some glass up and enclose the area, but the exterior will get closed off. Put some lights and whatnot. All in all, so I think decoration design wise of the building, I think we will splatter it with concrete. I think we'll actually make it a building of concrete that makes concrete. But anything past that, I have not the first idea. I don't know. If I'm being totally honest at this point, I think the fact that it works is just phenomenal. This is actually probably the most advanced form of a concrete shop that I have made to date. And you know, that floating over there doesn't really bother me all that much because everything else literally is just garbage trucked it. So anything that is not getting used by the system is thrown away. Now I could do a... No. we could do is we could do a functional storage. Put 2 storage drawers right there where those chutes are for sand and gravel. Put voiders on everything else. Put a controller there, map them over to that, and then we don't need those 2 funnels there. Everything can just come to the end, drop through. And then we can build up a large supply of that to have on demand. That's a functional possibility. Magenta. Yellow. Cyan and brown. So yeah, that becomes, I suppose we could do it that way. So instead of voiding everything into lava, we could keep the clay and the flint in case somebody had a need for those. I wonder what does the flint make? Does the flint make anything worth the trouble to even bother to collect it? It makes flint blocks. Those might actually be worth the trouble. Well, oh, Astros around here with some buttons. Yeah, I guess it does make sense to go ahead and store the rest of that stuff off. I mean, we're producing it. We might as well save it anyways in case somebody needs it. It doesn't hurt. And if we put a void upgrade on the back end of the functional storage block, then it will take care of itself. not really too much for me to deal with in as far as that goes. So I'm guessing, haha, we're not quite out of the woods yet, but we're close. We are definitely close. I need to be at 64. Let's see if we can get a little cheer going. Yeah. All right. So we want storage box. Is that a... Oh, good. We have a controller already made. Is very satisfying to push a button and get custom made materials. All right, so we have a storage controller. That's good. What we need now are functional. So we are making clay. We should do that into a compacting drawer. Flint, we could put that in the compacting drawer with a voider. And then sand and gravel. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's nothing in either one of those. 1. Oh, pshaw. Yes, this actually turned out really, really spectacular. And it's got everything I could ask for. So I guess I don't really technically need that anymore, but first things first. Nothing's going on. Okay. All right, let's just pick this stuff up here. Just like that. Those two. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1. Pop that. Get a bucket. Right, so we put flint there, we put clay there. We apply an upgrade and a voider. We get our and functional storage. And gravel. The hell is going on now? Why is this suddenly loading stuff into here? Where is that coming from? Okay. Nope. Suddenly it's... Holy free holies. What in the world is going on? We've got a bit of a mess here. What in the... All right. Just... Holy cow. All right, let's clean up our inventory. We just had an explosive atrocity occur. I'm not even certain what just happened. The only thing I can think of is whatever reason it was backsplashing from this. I do not know. But I think we've gotten ahead of it now. All right. Holy cow. That was a bit of a mess. Good grief. All right. Let's get some powder going here. Let's get some yellow powder because we've been trying things out from that side. I really want to see what it looks like from this side. And so that should have, there's yellow. That's all back to working like it should. All the rest of the garbage mass goes over that way. And then this way we technically could offer clay and I wonder if I could actually just move those up front here. Let's pickaxe. I'm wondering if I can take and put these right here. What we want to do is to see those numbers go up. So 39 and 30 is where we're at. Will it behave itself or not? I do not know. 41. I saw it go up. So yeah, we can hang signs right here to say, you know, flint and clay free of charge. I mean, the whole store is free of charge. I mean, it's not like there we go, 31. Okay, perfect. It's all working. So we just need to build the building now, remove out this black sand, and construct our building. Whatever that thing's going to look like. All right, so let's do a flyby. Because to be certain, this is a fairly, as far as I'm concerned, it's a very cool build. It's a fairly bit of interesting automation, and we had so much fun. So, now what can we do for improvements? Well, we can figure out how to get some auto fills for the dye. So maybe we figure out a way to automatically fill the dye, so we can just come in and unload a bunch of dye in one spot. That would be a nice functional upgrade to this. Actually worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to. So I'm not really like disheartened by the whole thing. I think it turned out rather nicely. I like the inline grinders, so that works out well. So that helps solve a nice problem. The selector switch works out great. So there we go, concrete powder. Turn it up and you can get concrete. So by default, the shop will make concrete. And there we go. Now it will store up to 65K in material there. I don't know what the 332, 147. So it will store quite a bit here of clay and flint. There you go. So I'm just trying to think of what else we could add to the store to make life easier, better. I don't know. I think this works out well, so we just need to light the area up, put in some design work, build the structure that goes over top of that, and finish this thing right on up. But that's not going to happen today. But this is the single most advanced bit of... No, we're done. Other than building the building, mister, we are done. Yeah, well, so the machine works. I just got to build the building to go over top of that, and that's not going to happen today. My brain hurts after putting this machine together. But absolutely just works. Come in here, pick your color, push the button, watch the die packs run down the die line, and they go over to the auto crafting machine, and it turns it into concrete. And so every button press will make a full stack of that colored concrete powder. The lever here will tell it to actually turn it into concrete, or if you want it as powder, you flip it down. And so it'll once it gets done crafting the full stack, it will do whatever the last step of the process is, whatever that happens to be. So fully automated system. Yeah, this is fantastic little shop. Yeah, so we told it not to make, we asked for cyan, we got cyan concrete. So yeah, those would be the next steps to finish up for this, to like really just bang this out good, is to make a put a sorting system and a way to just dump a bunch of dye and have it end up in the dye boxes. I think that would be the last thing to do. But all in all, super satisfied with this. Just need to figure out how we want the building to look now. Build a building, but no, that is not going to be a thing today. We took a little bit longer than I was expecting to build the machine. However, we did build the machine, so I'm thoroughly excited about the fact that we built the machine. Like I said, I've built concrete crafting systems before, but never one that includes a functional way of doing a color selector like that. I don't know why. I just never really thought my way all the way through it. I think what would be like the ultimate functionality to this would be to remove all the dye packets, do a mystical agriculture dye farm over top of this, and then have a crafting system based on color. And so you let the amount of color drops that you want into a crafter that will craft in a specific pattern to make the amount of dye, then feeds the dye into the system and then crafts the concrete powder. And then what you could have is a mystical agriculture farm, like somewhere overhead that is just producing dye. And that would be another way to go about this. But that would like really complicate this to an nth degree higher. And I'm not really certain that I want to go that route. At least not this time around. So I think for right now, we'll figure out how to feed dye into these guys, and then that will be good enough. I honestly think that will be good enough. I can just do another set of funnels off the back end with importers and filters for the colored dye. Put a belt that runs up from underground. And that belt can be fed. Do a splitter based off from 2 filters. And then, you can have one input drop and then let it just feed itself wherever it needs to go from there. So the biggest thing is just making all of the dye to fitting to fill up the machine. So that would be so I think next steps on the board for me is to figure out how we want the building to look and what kind of building we're going to go for to cover this thing with. If anybody's got any suggestions or ideas, I am happy to take those. Because I'm not even certain. I have literally spent my entire brain power on my cup of coffee for this morning and just right here on the fly with you guys, designing, testing, and building this concrete machine. So we started with our power system, which at some point I'm going to have to come in here and I wonder if there's a way to lock. Well, I know there's a way to lock. So we do this. Let's get a lever real quick. I mean, that's good enough to lock the hopper. So what will end up happening is the system will stop. This will drop back down into there, but nothing happens. Flip the switch, and then the whole operation comes to life. And that's fine. And that works. What would be nice is a way to empty that. But I guess it doesn't really make a difference at this point. There. You can fill all that up. The super happy part is that we are not in any way, shape, or form running out of rotational force power. And so we got one generator that runs this whole contraption. From our cobblestone generator to our grinding wheels to our sorters, our separators, our belts, our washers, and ultimately our collection system. So, where do we go from here? Let's go back to the Dark Tower for a little bit. Let's go talk about things we got going on over here. I've got to literally, I've just got to walk away and stop looking at that so I can think about what to put up there. So let's go over to the Dark Tower for a sec. Here we go. We'll grab our carpet because we don't need any kind of speed flight here. So I haven't done a whole lot of building on and around the tower the last couple of weeks because I've been kind of in a stump, as it were, trying to figure out how I want to, because I've seriously, I've made this dragon head way bigger than I was expecting it, than what I actually had envisioned. Really turned out like massively huge, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it meant that the dragon that has to be attached to that, I still have to build the neck up a little bit more because that neck is kind of puny. But the dragon that has to be attached to it, his body's got to be massive. And I'm not even certain I could do justice to the type of dragon that has to come off the back end of that to make that work. And so I've just kind of been in this stump about how to handle that. And then it came to me. And so I think on the back end here, we're still going to have to do a whole lot of really big work. But on the back end here, I thought rather than trying to build an entire dragon, what we could do is build a giant portal, as it were. And maybe we make it a big giant nether portal that functionally works, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But we make a big giant portal here, and coming out of the portal would be the dragon. And so we could do things like have the portal could be closer up on the back end. Then there would be a bunch of the red dragon parts and an arm that reaches over here. We wouldn't have to do an entire dragon. We could do a portion of the dragon. And so I think I like that for a resolution. And that helped me figure out how I wanted to move forward with that, because even like I had to put the hand is in proportion to the head now. And so the hand works out really well. But again, this is a super huge, would be a super huge dragon. So we'll beef up the neck. We'll put the head wings on, as it were. And then we're just going to create a big portal on the back end here. That will have the dragon coming out of it, plunging through the tower here, and kind of like a summoning action sequence. And you know, I could actually do it as a two. That would also be interesting too, because we could just put the portal here and here, and we could have it look like he's opening up fissures in the world or something as he's coming through. Either case, I think that's what we're going to end up doing. I will play around with some of the designs for some different portal style. I'm currently playing around with some of those, but I think I like that prospect better. And so that's what I think we'll end up doing as we move forward, is we'll make a giant portal for our friendly dragon here, or demon, if that's what it looks more like to you. That's fine as well. Yeah, I thought about doing like little individual separate portals for this, but I think a large with a bunch of like a red body or whatnot poking out of it would be better. And maybe we move the portal really close to the tower on the back end here. And it wouldn't look so comically out of place. And I think I like that. I think it helps to sell the idea of an evil wizard's tower and maybe some spells gone wrong, or maybe even the dragon's trapped like that. Maybe the dragon's enslaved by the guy. I don't know. We'll figure that part out. But we have a direction forward, which is the exciting bit. That's the important part. Which I've been struggling trying to figure out how to move forward, because the size of the dragon was really just kind of overwhelming. And I'm just not that great of a builder, and so that honestly it's put me off in doing any building over here. And so I haven't been making any progress, and that's not good. I would like to actually see the base come full circle. I'd like to see it done. I'd like to see the town around it. I'd like to see all these buildings in place on the outside. Get this decorated over here. Get a port somewhere set up. Maybe we'll put a port over here and then rip a hole through to this waterway. Yeah. We'll just rip a hole right through to this waterway, and then that will get us back over to the community center via a nice easy waterway, versus we have to travel all the way up and around, which is currently the way we have it. So we have a little waterway that we cored out here, and that will let you swing up here, come through Shale's domain, and boat all the way down to the south here, where honestly there's this stream right here, and if we just bore a tunnel and make our own little waterway here, that would solve the problem. So I think that's what we'll put that on a to-do list, and we'll make a water tunnel through here. We'll put up a boat docks here, and we'll attach to this waterway right here, and we'll make all that work too. So, but yeah, that's an awful lot. We're just getting started in season 2. There's still so much more to happen, still so much more to see, and still so much more to do. So don't go anywhere. Keep coming back and joining us each week as we continue to work away at this. And as much as I've got on my plate, the other members of the server have just as much. So still a ton to see, an awful lot to look at and go over and play with, and a lot of builds and concepts and ideas that are going to come out over the next couple of months as we continue to move forward. So all that being said, thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're ending a little early. I thank the new followers, Amity MC, who came by and visited with us. Mister, thanks for showing up and coming out and hanging with us for a little bit. We look forward to seeing the rest of you guys on next Friday's community night. And hopefully we'll have a lot more to show you of what's going on. A lot of really cool things going on. And take care. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you all next time.